Hello and welcome to Board Game Gumbo. Today we're unboxing the new Dark Edition of King of Tokyo from ILO Games. This is a game for 2 to 6 players that plays in about 30 minutes. So King of Tokyo, you may already be familiar with, came out in 2011, and along with Ticket to Ride and Settlers of Catan is maybe one of the most popular entry-level games. At least in my experience. So this is a limited print run recreation of the original King of Tokyo. It really only has one additional rule, as far as I'm aware. The major difference is in the artwork. If you have played or owned the original, you'll know that the artwork in that game is very bright and colorful and almost cartoony. And as you can see just from the cover here, this is a much more, almost like a graphic novel level of art here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And first of all, I just personally love this cover. We don't usually talk about artists on our channel, but this artist, I believe his name is Paul Maffion, and I may have horribly mispronounced that, and I do apologize if I did. This is just gorgeous. It's actually the same artist that did Bunny Kingdom, which had really good art, but was also very whimsical art. So this is just a very surprising change for him. Here's our rule book, and again, just really great cover art. Like I said, if you have the base game or have played the base game or even King of New York, a lot of this is going to be very similar. Really, the only new mechanic is this Wickedness track on the board, which unlocks special abilities. It's actually all of the original monsters from the base King of Tokyo as well, just with the new graphic style. So we have some punchboard here for different tokens, for special abilities and things of that nature. This all punches out really nice, no concerns there. It's nice and thick. Then we have our Wickedness abilities. So this is one of the new mechanics, or really the only new mechanic. You'll see here, I'll go ahead and punch out one of these to show you. All these tiles have a number associated with them. That's how much wickedness you need to unlock a tile. When you do unlock a tile, though, you're going to look at all of them of that value level, as opposed to just, having one available to you. And if you're the first person to unlock it, then you get to look at all of the tiles and pick whichever one you want. And these are double-sided, so this is actually 8 abilities. But let's take a look here. 1, underdog. When you smash a monster or attack a monster, if that monster has more victory points than you get to steal one, which is pretty nice. On the other side, we have tireless. At the start of your turn, gain an energy. When you roll 3 ones or more, gain 1 extra victory point. So nice abilities to have, but not exactly game breaking. Then, however, you get up to the 6s, which is the next rank to get an ability, and you have buying power cards cost you 1 less energy, or at the start of your turn, gain a victory point, which is pretty nice. This one, your health can now go up to 12, and you fully heal to 12 when you gain this tile. And then finally, we have 10s, and there's only 2 of these, so hopefully you're one of the first 2 to get to it. Gain 1 extra energy for each energy you roll, and 1 extra health for each health you roll. And final push, you gain 2 health and 2 energy, and then you take another turn after this one, discarding this tile. So as you can see, those are the new abilities that you can unlock, and they're pretty nice. They're kind of reminiscent of the power-up abilities from the original game, but now they're in the base game. So here's our new Tokyo board, which has that same very, very dark look to it. I like the fact that this is red over here. It provides a very nice contrast, but I like this board a lot as well. So far, all the art decisions have been really spot on, in my opinion. So we've got our new are not really new, but new looking monsters. So the Kraken, and I don't know if you can quite see it, but there's a little bit of glossiness that they've put specifically on the monster on these tiles. We got Mecha Dragon, Cyber Bunny, my niece's personal favorite, Alienoid, Gigazor, and the King. So again, these are the same ones that you would have gotten in the base game, King of Tokyo, just with a new art style. Otherwise, these boards are entirely the same. You got your health dials at the bottom right and your victory dials in the top left. I think these are a different color, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, exactly the same. All really well done. The dials spin really well. None of them are free spinning or anything like that. They've got a nice resistance to them. So far, so good. This is considered a collector's edition. It's a little bit more expensive than your regular King of Tokyo. So you kind of expect to have it, you know, a little bit nicer than your base game. Just new standees for the cardboard pieces. And here are our cardboard pieces themselves, our standees. So I like these. I don't have any problem with them. You know, it's the same art as the cards. I don't love the white background. There was a game that we did an unboxing for recently called The Captain is Dead, and they did acrylic see-through standees. So all the art would still be there, but where this white would be, it would just be a clear acrylic, almost like a smoky textured look to it. And I really wish they had gone with that here. I know in the base game, this is, in terms of material, this is identical to what they've done in the base game. So there may have been some decision made there to make it look like the base game. But I think with the dark style, this would have been a lot better in like an acrylic. And again, I don't know production costs of something like that. It may have made this game twice as expensive, but it would have really looked stellar if they had done that. Let's see what else we got in here. So here we have our little tracking tokens for the Wickedness track. So each monster has their own token. So this is the Mecha Dragon token, and then Cyber Bunny, and so on. These are wooden, it looks like. They almost have a plastic feel to them, but I think they're wooden. But they're really well done. These graphics on them are really bright. They pop really well, and at least seem to be pretty durable. I mean, they're not raised at all. So that's really nice. And you can see that they've actually got spots for all of them here in the box itself, which is really cool. That's a nice little touch. You just pop them in like that. Just presentation-wise, that's really nice. We've got our energy. So in the base game, energy was just green cubes. It was in the same sort of translucent plastic, but it was just cubes. Here, they actually have them in the lightning bolt, which is a very nice touch. I like that. Let's look at our dice. So just like the base game, these dice are very chunky. They're almost a little oversized, but I like the sort of frosted look to them. I like the font they've chosen for the numbers. It's very big and readable. I think this is actually a little bit different than the base game in terms of the font. I want to say that these are larger numbers, perhaps. Here's your claws. And I think these hearts are different as well, but I could be wrong. And your energy. So there's 6 of those. That's the 6 that everybody rolls, and then you got 2 extra because there are abilities that let you roll extra dice. And last, we've got our cards. A different card back than the base game. Again, the base game had a very colorful art style, and the backs of the cards almost mimicked the box cover, so it was very bright. These are obviously an understated palette, like the box, but really just excellent artwork. This artist also did Welcome to the Dungeon and Welcome Back to the Dungeon, which were their ILO games as well. So I suppose he has a working relationship with them. That actually happens to be one of my favorite small box games of all time. So I'm pretty excited to see this and just how impressive this artwork is. I really like it. Looking at these, I believe these are pretty similar to the base game. I don't know if it's I don't remember the base game well enough to know if it's a one-for-one complete reproduction in terms of name and abilities, but it looks very similar from what I remember. So the art on these is obviously, I like. The cardstock, it's not linen finish, which would have been nice, but it's definitely good cardstock. And I'm actually gonna take a minute and see if I can sleeve these and fit these back into the box. But if you're not interested in that, that is everything that you would get in a copy of King of Tokyo, the Dark Edition from ILO Games. And if you want to stick around, I'll be back in a minute and we'll see if these will fit sleeve cards. So we're back, and as you can see, we got everything back in the box, including our sleeve cards. So all of these I was able to sleeve and get back into the box with plenty of space to spare. These are actually Dragon Shield clear sleeves, and I only mention that because they're pretty thick. So you shouldn't have any problems fitting any type of sleeve in here and having a good amount of space left over. And that's it. That's everything we got for King of Tokyo Dark Edition.